For me, measuring what matters means coming at an issue, a problem, or a challenge from a human rights and a gender justice perspective.
But being serious about gender equality means being serious about measuring gender equality. It means being serious about measuring how women experience poverty. We won't know if we're achieving gender equality targets and where there are barriers if we don't properly invest in measuring these things.
So measuring what matters means measuring things that are important, conceptually and practically. It also means measuring things that are consequential. So whether or not you measure them makes a difference in the world.
To me, measuring what matters means making visible the invisible. Not everything that counts can be counted, according to a famous quote by the scientist Einstein. Still, we can try to find the best proxies to understand certain phenomena.
Measuring what matters is also about acknowledging that measurement is not neutral. We make choices about what to ask and how to ask it. And so if we want to ensure that women's and girls' voices are valued and amplified and reflected in the policies of their countries, then we have to be intentional in order to ensure that their voices are measured in the first place.
I think it's important because thankfully gone are the days when one could make decisions that were not evidence-based. But sadly, sometimes we don't actually have the evidence to measure certain things or measure something for certain groups. And without this evidence, how can we really make sure our policies reach those that need them the most?
We measure in order to act. To act, we need understanding and information. We act on that information to end poverty and to enable all people everywhere, regardless of sex, gender, age, ability or disability, to live a life of dignity.
Understanding the relationship between gender and poverty has been a global priority since the World Conference on Women in 1995, so for decades. Yet we continue to measure poverty at a household level. What that means is, as a consequence, we can't answer some really fundamental questions like how many women and men are poor? Are women poorer than men overall, or vice versa? The fact that we can't answer that question about a global priority in 2020 is frankly extraordinary.
We received 2 pieces of feedback recently on our project in the Solomon Islands. The first was, "This gives a voice to the unheard." And the second comment was, "We knew this anecdotally, but now we have the data to prove it." And that's what measuring what matters means to me. It's a tool of visibility, a tool of validation, and a tool of accountability.
Important because we cannot and we do not address what we do not see and understand in both nature and magnitude.
Data from individuals is so powerful when we think about how to leave no one behind. First, because individual data can provide a level of nuance and understanding, of deeper understanding of privilege and exclusion. So for instance, understanding how gender and race and economic status interact with each other.
To act on the commitment to leave no one behind, we must have individual level data. When we get to 2030, we cannot claim that no one has been left behind if we do not have data about individuals, the ones.
Unless we measure at the individual level, we will have a partial picture and we are in danger of leaving the most vulnerable and the poorest behind.
All this individual level data allows us to actually perform a lot more sophisticated analysis to see really who is being affected by something and what the circumstances of these people are, and therefore to design really solutions for some of these problems.
I'm proud that Australia is a strong supporter of improving gender data. We've advocated at the global level for increased attention to gender data, and we've invested in the world's first individual level gender-sensitive measure of multidimensional poverty. We hope to see more development partners join us and build on these important efforts.